Firstly, I would like to thank for this opportunity. And my name is Om Kadam, and I am here to give the introduction about the access modifiers and non-access modifiers in Java. There are, as we know, there are 4 access modifiers present in Java language, that are private, public, protected, and last one is a default. And also there are multiple non-access modifiers present in Java also. There are we call it as a final, as a non-access modifier, final, static, synchronize, and there are multiple types of non-access modifiers such as final as well, and these are the non-access modifiers. We can talk about the access modifiers. Access modifiers which can define the level, means basic the levels that provides the security, means Java is secure by that help of access modifiers and security package as well. The Java is secure basis means when we declare some variables or some methods, that time we have to define the scope, means wherever they are accessible. Means when we default public, then it is available everywhere outside the package or inside the package within the same package as well. But when we declare a class or any method as a protected, then it is available in its base class as well as derived class. Means when we declare the protected, that time inheritance is compulsory. And another type is a public, private, and protected. And third one is a default. And default means when we not mention anything, that time the default access level is a default by default, which is assigned by JVM. When we declare a method as a default or a variable as a default, that time the variable is accessible within the same package only, but when we want to access it outside the class or outside the method, that time it is not accessible. That is about the default. And third one is a private. When we declare any method or any data member as a private, that time it is accessible within the same class only, but when we want to access it outside the class, that time it is not available or not accessible. We can consider a real-time example as a banking system. In banking system, we are using a variable for the balance, and when we don't want to write anyone to come and do the modifications in it, or for that we have to maintain a security. That time we make the use of access levels. That is a real time example. And when we declare and talking about the non-access modifiers in Java, there are multiple non-access modifiers I have told already, and that are some of the non-access modifiers are static. Means static is a block of code, or a static when we want to install as a memory point of view, the static variables is present when we initialize or when we run. That time it comes in the execution. That time it directly goes to the method area, and whatever variables are static or whatever methods are static, that time it occupy the space inside the memory area or method area, we can call it as. And that method area means when we want to there are by the three type we can access the static members. When we want to access the static members, the 3 ways are: first one, we can call it as a directly, means we can directly call the static members. And another type is by the name of class dot, means we can mention the class, means wherever the static method or static block is present, and call it as from the stack of from the class. And dot, by the dot we can can take the static method from the another class and we can declare it. And third way to call the static members are, we can create an object for the static members and we can use. That is not recommended approach, but when we want to access the non-static variables, that time we have to create an object, that is must, for the non-static variables as well. And call about talking about the final. The final is a means when we as considering the banking application, when we firstly initialize some variable, and assign value at only one time, and we can access it anywhere by the means we cannot override that variable, or when we initialize some value at the start, that value we have to use, such as the final variable is generally means some predefined libraries that are also final. Make it as final means anyone cannot change it further as per their use. And when we want to generally use the pi function in math.py, so that time we have to declare means anyone cannot change the value of pi. That's why we make it as a final of pi value, that is 3.14. And when we anyone cannot change it, but everyone can access that, and that is about the final. And another is a abstract. It is also non-access modifier. When we abstract means abstract, it is one of the feature of the object oriented programming. And abstract means hiding the implementation, means hiding the details about data. Means if by considering the non-developer post or third party user, that time they can easily understand that concept. Means they can easily understanding that concept to him. We generally use the abstract. Means abstract means hiding the details. Means we can consider example of ATM. It is the best example for abstraction. Without knowing the actual working of the ATM, we generally the UI is given to us, and we generally perform the operation by helping the UI. That is about means without knowing any details about that, we generally use as per our need. That is the best example of abstract. And another one is a synchronize, and there are multiple non-access modifiers as well. So thank you.